Thorpe Park has just built the UK's tallest roller coaster. Don't know if anyone's mentioned that. So in honour of this historical moment, a passing of the torch from the big one, which held the title of the UK's tallest coaster for almost 30 years. In this video, I will rank the top 7 tallest coasters in the UK. Would have done a top 10, but the 10th tallest is probably Duplo Dino. Oh, and if you are new around here, first of all, I'll make that joke about 10 times a week. And secondly, if you do go on to like this video, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And before I get started, this ranking will be based purely on the size of the roller coaster structure. I'll take terrain into consideration to give it a level playing field. None of that Pleasure Beach sea level nonsense. Now, are you ready for the top 7 tallest coasters in the UK? That was really cool. Coming in at number 7 is the Swarm at Thorpe Park. This was the UK's first and currently the only B&M wing coaster. The Swarm was the newest roller coaster at Thorpe Park, opening in 2012. So they waited a good 12 years before opening another coaster. What happened to them? This incredible coaster reaches heights of 127 feet or 39 metres. Speeds of 59 miles per hour, so it's also quite fast, and it goes through 4 inversions. But this video is all about height, so I don't know why I mentioned all that. Number 6 is the Millennium at Fantasy Island up in Skegness. Inglemells? The Millennium opened on the 22nd of May 1999. Oh, so it turns 25 next month. This Vekoma looping coaster is 150 feet tall, reaches speeds of 55.9 miles per hour, and it has 3 inversions, but most incredibly, it's well smooth, unlike all the other Vekoma looping coasters like Goodricks. The 5th tallest roller coaster in the UK, also at Fantasy Island, is the Odyssey. Another Vekoma, but this time a suspended looping coaster. Yuck. The Odyssey opened on the 25th of May 2002, making it the same age as Colossus at Thorpe Park. It's a pointless fact. It reaches heights of 160... I'll say that again. It reaches heights of 167 feet, which is massive, making it the tallest Vekoma suspended looping coaster in the whole world. It also has the tallest vertical loop in the UK, which is interesting. It also has 5 inversions, it reaches speeds of 62 miles per hour, and unlike the Millennium, it is not very smooth. Number 4 is Oblivion. A controversial feature on this list, because the roller coaster itself only seems to be 65 feet tall. And yes, whilst I say this, I know the astute viewers will realise that 65 feet is in fact not taller than 167 feet. You're correct. However, whilst the ride appears to be 65 feet above ground level, the ride structure is actually 180 feet tall, as the drop takes riders 115 feet underground. Should that count? I think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I might be wrong. When Oblivion opened in 1998, it was the very first B&M dive coaster. And yes, it only has one real... 2 elements? But it's a one-trick pony. But that is one hell of a trick. Number 3 is Stealth at Thorpe Park again. Thorpe Park again is not the name of the park. I mean Thorpe Park again. As in, we're returning to Thorpe Park. Is the only Intamin on this list, which is unexpected because Intamin have built some of the biggest roller coasters in the world. They're quite renowned for that. When Stealth opened in 2006, it took the record for the fastest roller coaster in the UK at 80 miles an hour, defeating the big one, which was marketed as 85 miles per hour, but it's really 74 miles an hour. And this accelerator coaster reaches heights of 205 feet, making it one of now 3 hypercoasters in the UK. The most interesting thing about Stealth is it currently has the fastest acceleration on any launch coaster in the world, or any roller coaster full stop, taking riders from 0 to 80 miles an hour in just 1.8 seconds. That is pretty cool. Even cooler, Stealth has a little sister called Rita. However, she lives near Stoke, so they don't see each other much. The second tallest roller coaster in the UK is the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, or Pleasure Beach Resort as some of you call it. This Aerodynamics hypercoaster is 213 feet tall, but they measure it at 235 feet above sea level. So by that logic, we probably have a few Stratas in the UK. When the big one opened, or the Pepsi Max big one opened, it was the tallest roller coaster in the whole world, and it held the title of the tallest roller coaster in the UK for almost 30 years. Until Hyperia came and ruined it all. Cheers. Amanda Thompson's crying now. And I kind of spoiled it there, but the tallest roller coaster in the UK is now Hyperia at Thorpe Park. And this Mack hypercoaster looks incredible. 236 feet tall, over 80 miles an hour, some of the craziest, most unique looking elements I've ever seen on a coaster. And it officially opens on the 24th of May. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Ciao, legends.
That was good, wasn't it? Please, sir, can we have some more? You don't have to call me sir. But here's your link. Click it. Sir Pun a lot would sound cool though.